Okay, so here we have just now turned from the PPT point towards this whiteboard, and here I am going to show you some like tips and tricks for balancing any chemical equation, not just in minutes but in just seconds. Okay, now we have one example. Okay, first example, that is Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Okay, so basically this is iron and reacted with water gives ferrous oxide, and also gives a gas, that is hydrogen gas, just evolved during this reaction. Okay, we can mark it like this. This sign basically states that during this reaction hydrogen gas is being evolved and it goes straight up as in the form of a gas. Okay, so that is the other point of view. Now you have got the equation. Now we have got the question, that is Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 Fe3O4 plus H2, and that's what iron plus water gives ferrous oxide plus hydrogen. Okay, so now let's move to the balancing part. If you get a question to balance such type of reactions, your first step would be to first of all mark these all. Sorry, yes, we need to first mark this Fe, H2O, Fe3O4 and H2 as separate boxes of figures, what you can tell. That was step 1. Okay, step 1. Step 1, you need to just mark it here. Step 2. Step 2, you need to make a table first of all. So let me first make a table here, and you need to write all the elements, all the constituents which is given in the chemical equation, reaction. Now, in this reaction we have three elements, that is Fe, okay, hydrogen H and O. Okay, so then this one part, this column and this column, this is the LHS part, that is whole this side. This is called the, I had earlier also said in the earlier part 1 lecture of this, that this is called reactants. The LHS part is called reactants. Oh, sorry. The reactants part is called LHS, and the RHS part is called products. Okay, let's move to this second step. Here we need to check the LHS. Okay, that is reactant side. Now we have Fe here, only one product is given. Okay, and not two. So we will write one here. Then H, we have 2. As you can see here, the number is 2. So we'll write H2. And O, we don't have any figure on a number. So it's just 1. Now we will check the RHS side. In the RHS part, here we have 3 Fe, 3 elements of iron. So we'll write here 3. Then we have H. We have 2 elements of H, that is 2. And we have O, that is oxygen ka 4. 4 elements. Okay. Now as you can see that LHS must be equal to RHS. But in this case, after making this table and after analyzing it, we can say clearly that LHS is not equal to RHS, as the number of elements in this chemical reaction is imbalanced. So it's our job to balance this chemical reaction. Step 3. After this, we need to balance the oxygen atoms. Start with first. Which one is the easy? Start with 1. Okay, we can go at any point of view, any step, whatever you can, but we will take it step by step. Okay, step 3, we need to just analyze the O wala part, oxygen. I'll first take up with oxygen. Okay, we need to also make that what is initial and balance. Make sure of this part, that you write it in a rough page and you try to solve it. Okay, same LHS and RHS side and a table. Okay, now In initial, we have 1 in H2O. Okay. O, we have one element and that is in H2O. And in the RHS part, we have 4 that is in Fe3, sorry, Fe3O4. Okay, that is the initial part. Now, what can we do to balance it? We need to make one oxygen atom 4 so that both LHS and RHS gets balanced with the oxygen atoms. So what can we do is we'll multiply 1 by 4 and we'll keep 4 as it is in Fe3O plus Fe3O4. And what we can observe is we now got 4H2O. Now let me clear out first of all. Okay, I'm sure that you might got till that point. And we have balanced the oxygen atoms first successfully, and then what we get is Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Now we have made sure that oxygen element is perfectly balanced. Okay, but now we'll have to check the Fe ion as well. Step 4, we'll do the same process and we will check step 4, that is Fe element. We need to check how many and how many are there. Same initial and balance, LHS and RHS. Okay, now check in the initial one. In the initial one, we have 1 in Fe, 1 in Fe. Okay, as it is, and 3 in Fe3O4. Okay, now how can we balance it? We can do it similarly by multiplying 1 by 3 and keeping 3 as it is in RHS. So now the answer which we get is 3Fe plus 4H2 while reacting gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Okay, can we just, after doing this step by step, we need to just check and analyze once again that all the elements are balanced or not. Okay, we made sure that we balanced Fe part, O part. Now the remaining part is the H hydrogen atoms. Okay, now how can we balance hydrogen atoms? We'll do it in a similar manner. Okay, now moving on to the next step, we'll first of all balance hydrogen atoms, which is the remaining wala part. Okay, similar way, we'll write initial and the balanced. Again, make a table LHS, RHS. Okay, what's the trick here? I'm just telling you and explaining you it stepwise. And after you practice it for almost once a day, and if you go on with it practicing, then I am sure that within seconds you will be able to solve it really quickly, and you can just analyze and balance it in your mind. Okay, LHS part and RHS part. Now taking, we have H2O ka. Okay, so I'm taking this value from the equation and it is marked as 4H2O. Okay, now we had seen in that table that H, we had 2 atoms already and here is 4. So what is happening here is 4 multiplies with 2 here and it becomes H 8 atoms in this 4H2O part. Okay, so we'll write here 8 in 4H2O. Okay, and the balanced one, sorry, I mean in the RHS side, we have 2 in H2. Now we have to make sure that it gets balanced. So how can we balance? Is keeping it at LHS as it is and multiplying 2 by 4. Okay, so what we'll get the final answer is 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Okay, now come on, let's make sure whether everything is balanced or not. Analyze it once more that all elements are used, made table, initial balance, and then what we have done is comparison with LHS and RHS and is it solved or not. We have analyzed it correctly, and I'm sure that it's balanced. This equation is perfectly balanced. But we need to make sure about this fact that this is not the completely answer. This is not the complete answer. In order to get a complete answer, we can write states. For a solid, I have explained that we have solid, gaseous, then we have aqueous and liquid. Okay, this is solid, this is gas, this is aqueous solution, and this is liquid solution. Aqueous solution is also the semi-solid form of any element or any chemical thing which we have in the any reaction. Okay, so these states must be written here in the equation or reaction, what we can tell, if and only if you know it. If you don't know it, there is no need to write, okay, as of such. So we can write 3Fe. Fe, that is iron, is of course solid. 4H2 we know is gas. Oh, sorry. H2O is water, so it will be liquid. 4H2O is liquid, and it gives Fe3, Fe3O4, that is aqueous, plus 4H2, that is gaseous solution. Okay, that is heat evolved out, gas evolved out. Okay, so this is our final answer. Hope you all are clear with it. Let's, if you want, let's take an other example. Have some another example as well. If we take formation of water, if you have a question like balance the given chemical reaction, and the question is not given based on the chemical name and properties, it is given like formation of water. Suppose the question is given formation of water. This is question number 2. It solve question number 1 of Fe plus H2O all apart. This formation of water, how can we solve it? Okay, so water is H2O. We know it very simply, and H2O has two elements, as we can see here, that is H2 and O. O cannot be formed a single. O cannot be in a single form. It bonds with other oxygen to form O2. So it's really simple to write H2 plus O2, that gives H2O. Both are in gaseous state. Once they are compressed very packly, very tightly, it forms liquid. And when they react to each other, they form water, that is simple water, H2O. Okay. Now we can just solve it in the mind. Okay. Here we have hydrogen ka 2 atoms, here oxygen ka 2 atoms, hydrogen ka 2 atoms, and oxygen ka only 1. Okay. So our main aim is to balance oxygen. So what we'll do is H2O को ऐसे लेंगे, and then we'll add 2 here. Now H के पास हो गया 4. Now what we'll do is we'll add one more H here. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. If we want to write the states, 2H2 gaseous state plus O2, which is in gaseous state, gives 2H2O, that is in liquid form. Yes, solved, done. That's very simple. Once you practice it daily, you will get fixed in your mind how to balance it within seconds. See, in front of you just now, I solved it within n seconds. Okay, so that's for today now. And in the part 3, I will explain all the types of chemical reactions which we are going to study. That is decomposition reaction, combination reaction, and all. Here in this part 2 of chemical reaction equations, I have taught you how to balance any chemical reaction in just seconds, step wise. Okay, so that's for today, and hope you learned a great lesson here. Thank you so much. Please make sure to subscribe my channel, like the video, and share with your friends. So आज के लिए बस इतना ही. तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद. Thank you.